2025 Traverse vs CX-9, Reliability Showdown. The 2025 Chevrolet Traverse and the Mazda CX-9 both aim to deliver what modern families demand: space, comfort, and the kind of peace of mind that only comes with proven reliability. But when it comes down to choosing between these two, reliability isn't just a feature, it's a deal breaker. After all, no one wants to invest in an SUV that starts showing warning lights after 30,000 miles or racks up repair bills that rival a monthly mortgage. On paper, both vehicles look impressive. The Traverse returns with a bold redesign and promises a smooth ride backed by GM's latest tech, while the CX-9 holds tight to its reputation for upscale styling and Mazda's long-standing emphasis on build quality. But beneath the surface, owner experiences, maintenance records, and expert ratings begin to tell two very different stories. Which one holds up better over time? Which SUV is less likely to leave you waiting for a tow truck on a rainy Monday morning? And more importantly, which one can truly earn your trust over the long haul? Let's break down the real-world reliability of the 2025 Traverse and CX-9 to find out which mid-size SUV you can count on not just today, but 3, 5, even 10 years down the road. Choosing the right SUV for your family isn't just about horsepower or chrome accents. It's about dependability, safety, and long-term value. Picture this: the kids are buckled in the back seat, the trunks loaded with sports gear or groceries, and you're off on a weekend road trip or the morning school run. That's the everyday reality these vehicles are built for, and few models aim to serve that role better than the 2025 Chevrolet Traverse and the Mazda CX-9. In side-by-side action, both SUVs look the part: sleek, spacious, and clearly tailored to modern families. The Traverse flaunts its bold new design with wide-opening rear doors, extra third-row space, and a tech-packed cabin made for carpool captains. The CX-9, meanwhile, leans into its premium flair, with a driver-focused interior and Mazda's signature smooth ride that gives even a mundane commute a luxury edge. Both are regular favorites on family SUV shopping lists, praised for their comfort, safety features, and styling. But once the new car smell fades, the question that matters most is, which one is more reliable? Because no one wants to deal with unexpected repairs, dealer visits, or a growing stack of service invoices a year or two down the line. That's what this video is all about, cutting through the marketing gloss and looking at what really counts beneath the hood. From long-term reliability ratings and maintenance costs to real-world owner experiences and common mechanical issues, we're diving deep to help you make a smart, informed choice. So whether you're leaning toward the rugged charm of the Traverse or the refined efficiency of the CX-9, stay tuned. We're about to find out which SUV truly stands the test of time. When it comes to understanding how reliable a vehicle truly is, few sources carry more weight than J.D. Power and Consumer Reports. These two industry leaders don't just glance at features or initial impressions. They dig deep, compiling data from thousands of real vehicle owners to measure everything from mechanical durability to the likelihood of unexpected repairs. For 2025, both the Chevrolet Traverse and Mazda CX-9 underwent scrutiny under these reliability microscopes, and the results may surprise buyers who judge reliability by badge alone. According to J.D. Power's 2025 Vehicle Dependability Study, the Mazda CX-9 earned an above-average reliability rating, scoring 83 out of 100 in overall dependability, particularly praised for its consistent engine performance and minimal issues in long-term ownership. In contrast, the Chevrolet Traverse scored a more modest 76, with owners reporting issues related to in-car electronics and occasional hiccups with the 9-speed automatic transmission, especially during cold starts or under load. Consumer Reports echoed this sentiment, placing the CX-9 in the upper tier of mid-size SUVs for predicted reliability, citing Mazda's proven track record in drivetrain quality and fewer owner complaints regarding engine or electrical system issues. The Traverse, while improved from prior years, still showed below-average ratings in powertrain reliability, with some reports of engine roughness and occasional transmission reprogramming needs within the first 18 months of ownership. Where the Traverse does gain some ground is in suspension and ride quality durability. but that doesn't outweigh the more frequent issues tied to its core mechanical systems. Bottom line, if you're looking at the numbers, the 2025 Mazda CX-9 stands out as the more reliable SUV, with fewer reported problems and stronger consistency in areas that matter most, like the engine, transmission, and day-to-day dependability. The Traverse isn't a disaster by any means, but it still has some catching up to do if it wants to match Mazda's reputation for long-term trustworthiness. When it comes to owning an SUV like the 2025 Chevrolet Traverse or the Mazda CX-9, reliability isn't just about how often a vehicle breaks down, it's about how much those breakdowns will cost you when they do. According to recent data from Carfax and RepairPal, the financial reality behind repair costs can vary significantly between these two midsize SUVs, and that difference could have a serious impact on your wallet over the long haul. Let's start with the numbers. The 2025 Chevrolet Traverse carries an average annual repair cost of around $650, while the Mazda CX-9 averages closer to $470 per year. That might not seem like a huge gap at first glance, but over 5 years of ownership, that adds up to nearly $900 in favor of the CX-9, and that's before we even account for more expensive repairs or unexpected component failures. Digging deeper, common issues reported with the Traverse often include electrical system glitches, suspension components wearing prematurely, and infotainment system bugs. These can range from minor annoyances to several $100s per fix, especially once the factory warranty runs out. Meanwhile, the CX-9 tends to see fewer serious complaints, with most recurring problems centering on brake wear, battery life, and occasional sensor faults, all of which are generally less costly and easier to service. And there's another important angle to consider: parts availability and labor rates. GM vehicles like the Traverse are widely serviced across North America, which means parts are easy to find, but labor costs at dealerships can still run high depending on the region. On the other hand, while Mazda has a slightly smaller service footprint, its reputation for simplicity in engineering often leads to quicker, cheaper repairs. So when you combine the lower frequency of issues, the generally smaller repair bills, and Mazda's track record for long-term durability, the CX-9 edges ahead as the more affordable vehicle to maintain. For families trying to keep their total cost of ownership under control, especially once the bumper-to-bumper coverage ends, that difference in annual upkeep can be the deciding factor between peace of mind and mounting repair bills. Over the life of the vehicle, repair costs alone could tilt the scales dramatically, and based on the current data, the Mazda CX-9 makes a strong case for being the smarter investment in the long run. When it comes to long-term ownership, understanding the common issues faced by real drivers is just as important as checking the spec sheet, and both the 2025 Chevrolet Traverse and Mazda CX-9 have their share of reported problems, according to owner forums, consumer reviews, and reliability databases. Starting with the Traverse, one of the most frequently mentioned concerns involves its 9-speed automatic transmission. Owners on platforms like Traverse Talk and Edmunds have reported hesitation during gear shifts, occasional rough downshifts, and even sporadic stalling at low speeds. While not everyone experiences this, the pattern is frequent enough to raise eyebrows, especially since similar complaints have carried over from earlier model years. Another issue involves the Traverse's infotainment system, which has drawn criticism for freezing or rebooting unexpectedly, an annoyance more than a danger, but still frustrating for daily use. In terms of severity, most of these problems fall in the moderate category, serious enough to require dealer attention, but not likely to leave you stranded on the side of the road. Over on the Mazda CX-9 side, the most commonly reported problem involves premature wear of the turbocharged engine components, particularly under heavy driving or inconsistent oil maintenance. On CX-9 forums and owner review sections of sites like Car Complaints and Reddit, some users have pointed out issues with turbo seals and oil leaks, especially past the 60,000-mile mark. Electrical gremlins have also surfaced, with occasional failures in blind spot monitoring sensors or erratic behavior from the heads-up display. These aren't catastrophic failures, but they can be costly if repairs fall outside of warranty. Frequency-wise, CX-9 owners tend to report fewer issues overall compared to Traverse owners, but the problems that do arise can lean toward the pricier end of the repair spectrum. Fortunately, there are ways to reduce the risk of running into these headaches. For Traverse owners, staying on top of transmission fluid checks and scheduling software updates through the dealership can help minimize shifting problems. As for the CX-9, sticking to the recommended synthetic oil intervals, especially for the turbo engine, is crucial to preserving longevity. Regardless of the vehicle, investing in a full pre-purchase inspection if buying used, following your maintenance schedule to the letter, and monitoring technical service bulletins can all go a long way in making sure your SUV runs as smoothly in year 5 as it did on day 1. While no vehicle is perfect, being informed about potential issues and proactive about maintenance can make all the difference between a frustrating ownership experience and a smooth, dependable ride. After diving deep into the reliability ratings, repair cost trends, and the most commonly reported issues from real-world owners, the picture becomes much clearer. The 2025 Chevrolet Traverse impresses with its bold design, spacious cabin, and powerful V6, but its long-standing concerns with transmission behavior and occasional tech gremlins continue to be a sore spot for many owners. While not every Traverse will develop these problems, the pattern of complaints across multiple model years, even into 2025, suggests that GM still has room to improve in long-term dependability, especially in drivetrain consistency. On the flip side, the 2025 Mazda CX-9 holds its ground with fewer total complaints and a strong reputation for refined engineering. Despite some concerns around its turbocharged engine and electrical quirks, the issues reported tend to be less frequent and often trace back to lapses in routine maintenance. Combine that with slightly lower repair cost averages over time and a solid track record for build quality, and the CX-9 edges ahead in overall reliability. So, if dependability is your top priority, and you're committed to regular oil changes and scheduled service, the Mazda CX-9 is likely to offer a more worry-free ownership experience over the years. That said, the Traverse might still be a better fit for families who prioritize space, towing capability, or American-made preferences, even if it means staying a little more vigilant with maintenance. Ultimately, the most reliable SUV isn't just the one with fewer service visits, it's the one that fits your lifestyle, budget, and tolerance for risk. So before you sign the dotted line, think carefully about how you drive, how long you plan to keep your SUV, and whether a slightly more premium maintenance routine with Mazda is worth the trade-off for fewer long-term headaches. Either way, both of these mid-size SUVs have a lot to offer, but in the reliability department, the CX-9 takes the win.